Oliver, I have a game for you
Okay.
if you are ready for it.
Yes, go ahead.
Actually, I just read it in a book.
Yeah.
The book name is Unlimited Memory.
Yeah.
So, uh, what I'm going to do is I will say 14 words of food, just random words.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and you just try to retain all those words in the same sequence in your mind.
Okay.
So you can say that it's a memory test.
Okay, oh dear. Okay, yeah.
Just give it a try.
Okay.
So the first word, I'm not going to repeat it. So you need to listen to me
Okay.
very carefully and very attentively.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So the first word is carrot, apple, grainy bread, dry fruit, strawberries, raspberries, egg, nuts, pulses, orange, fish, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and the last one is sweet potato. So these are the 14 foods. Now let me check how many words do you remember now. But you remember you need to tell me in the same sequence.
Right. Carrot, apple, um, grainy bread,
Yes.
carrot, apple, grainy bread, oranges. No, I've missed
No,
one. I've missed one, haven't I? Carrot,
you missed quite few.
strawberries, raspberries.
Before that, there is one.
Wasn't pulses.
No, 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 dry fruit.
Dry fruit. That's it. Dry fruit. Then
Yes.
strawberries, raspberries.
Yes.
And then was it
Yes.
pulses after that? Then
Egg.
eggs. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Then pulses.
Yes.
Then there was broccoli.
No,
Or
no,
did I
no, no,
make
no.
that up?
Okay, okay, okay. I accept this. I accept this that it is humanly impossible to retain all those words in the same sequence. Okay. So even when I was first exposed to it, I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I am sharing with you a
Yeah.
method which I learned from that book, Unlimited Memory by Kevin Horsley.
Yeah.
So let me check how good that method works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you the method,
Yeah.
and then I will ask you again the same foods with the same sequence. Let me check
Okay.
how good will you do.
Okay.
Okay. So so Kevin Horsley says that you have to imagine things. Okay. So whatever I'm telling you, you need to imagine it in your mind.
Yeah.
You have to see it in your with your brain's eye. Okay.
Yeah.
So first thing is that you need to imagine or visualize any car.
Okay.
It can be yours. It can be any
Yeah.
car. Done.
Okay.
So the first thing what you need to do is you have to see it. You have to visualize it that the number plate at the front of the car, the number plate. Okay. Uh, a carrot is hanging over there. See it with your brain's
Yeah.
eye. Done.
Okay. Yeah.
Now on the bonnet of the car, there is a red apple.
Yeah.
Done. Now let's go to the inside of the car. You just open the door and you see that in the dashboard where all these speedometer and all these needles are there. Dashboard. In that dashboard is actually full of dry fruit. Full of dry fruit.
Yes. Yeah.
Done. Now you take seat And as you sit, you realize that you have sat on strawberries and
Oh no.
raspberries. Yes. And imagine that your clothes are all messed up because of this. Done?
Yes.
Okay, now one of your friend is sitting beside you and you just hit an egg on him and his clothes also get messed up.
Okay.
Done?
Yes.
Now you turn at the back. In the back seat, there is no room to sit because all the seats are full of nuts and pulses.
Okay.
Nuts and
Yes.
pulses. Okay? So you realize that the car is full. You just get off the car and you are very much astonished and amazed to see a very big orange on the roof of the car.
Mm.
Done?
Yes.
Now you go at the back side of the car where there is a trunk or boot. Okay. As you open it, fish start falling on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And you just try to imagine it and try to smell it as well, that it is giving a very foul
Yeah.
smell. Done? Now you see the exhaust pipe of the car. Exhaust pipe of the car. From that exhaust pipe, broccoli and Brazil sprouts are growing. Broccoli and Brazil sprouts are growing.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
done? Now the last one. Now the last one. Instead of the wheels of the car, there are sweet potatoes. There are no wheels, or you can say that the wheels are made up of sweet
Mm.
potatoes. Done?
Yes.
So this is the method of Kevin Horsley. Now I just want to see whether you remember all the words in the same sequence or not.
Right.
Now the first word.
Okay, so the first word was carrot,
Done.
followed by an apple,
Brilliant.
followed by the in the dashboard
Yes,
that was I want to,
you're quite
I
near.
want to say nuts, but it's not nuts. It's
It is just like nuts, dry
dry
fruit.
fruits. That's
Okay,
right, dry fruit.
done.
Yeah,
I accept your
dry
answer.
fruit.
I
Then
accept your answer.
there are the
Yes,
strawberries and the raspberries. And then
brilliant.
there's my friend who has egg on his face. And then
Yes,
there's the egg. And then in the back, there are all the nuts and pulses. Then you've
brilliant.
got the orange on the roof. Then you've got
Yes,
the fish. Then
yes,
you've got the broccoli and Brussels sprouts,
yes,
and you've got
yes.
the sweet potatoes. Mm.
Brilliant, brilliant.
That's
You have won.
that's
So,
that's interesting.
yes. So I came to know about 6 to 7 methods like
Mm,
this from that book. And that is
mm,
amazing book. Actually, the writer or the author of this
yeah,
book also competed in the World Memory
yeah.
Championship.
That's
And he won the title. He won the
mm.
title.
That's
Yes.
yeah, that's a very interesting method, isn't it? I mean
Yes.
I know I know there are quite a lot of different ways of saving memory. I did actually get I got a talk that somebody, well, it was different talks that were related to this whole idea of language acquisition and memory. I'm just looking to see if, oh yeah, I found them. Um, I mean, I've heard something like this. I've heard something like this before. I think it was I heard it in the context of names. So they said that if you meet somebody and they tell you their name,
Yes.
then you should think of the very
Yes.
first image that comes to your mind, no matter how ridiculous it is. So, for
Yes.
example, if I meet Sultan, I think of Sultan sitting in a field eating lots of sultanas, for example. which is
Yes,
just like the
yes,
first thing that came to my mind. Or I could think of Sultan sitting on a throne, for example.
yes. There is one chapter in the same book in which he's talking about the same thing as you are
Oh,
telling,
okay.
that how to remember the names of the people you meet for the first
Yes.
time. So there are different methods in that book. I love that book, and I have recommended most of my
Mm.
friends to read it, because this is the thing I personally feel we should have been taught in the
Yeah,
school.
and it's the kind of thing as well, which for students is good fun. Yeah, it's quite.
Yes, yes. I share this method whenever I go in any
Yeah.
class. I just share this method, and they enjoy
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun
Yes,
and it's engaging as well. And also
yes,
it requires people to think. And that is important. And especially within any education system, but I think especially when you have an education system where people are quite used to memorization. Um,
yes,
so yeah,
yes.
oh that
In the next class, if I get a
mm.
chance, we will discuss another method
Okay.
that is called the story
Okay,
method.
yeah, that sounds good. I like a good I like a good challenge. Yeah. No,
That's good. That's
that's
good.
really interesting, and I think it's a I think it's a good one. I tend to find I tend to find myself with memory that there'll be different things that I remember, but sometimes out of sequence. So
Yes,
I
yes.
will actually you do remind me something when I was in Riyadh my I'll put this link on here when I this is
Arts
so these were some
podcast.
TED Talks which were related to language acquisition, but it was in the context of
Okay,
learning.
okay,
But yeah, I had a colleague in Riyadh, and he used to show his students a program. It was a documentary that was made, and it was about music and memory. And it was I've got it saved on here somewhere, but it was with people, it was with older people who had organic conditions, so things like dementia, for example, or Alzheimer's, um,
okay,
and so people who had lost their memory. But he got some iPods, and he found out about their favorite music, and he played the music to them, and he studied their reaction.
okay.
I'm going to put it I'm going to put it in here. It's a lovely documentary.
I will definitely check it
It's
out.
called Alive Inside, and it's about this whole idea of music and memory, and it's really quite moving. It's very it's I really enjoyed it, but he used to show it to his students, and it was around this whole idea of memory and the way and associations as well, the way that we associate
Yes,
different things. So
associations.
yeah,
Yes,
it's really good.
correct, correct. I even read in the book that the scientists, neuroscientists
Mm,
say that whatever we see, whatever we read, it is right here inside our mind. But the problem is that sometimes it happens that we cannot recall that
yes,
very memory or that information.
yes,
But there, it is inside. It is still inside
yeah.
our mind.
It's there somewhere, but it takes time to locate it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Even you may have heard that through hypnosis,
Yes.
some people just take out the information from your
Mm,
mind because it is inside you, inside
mm,
your mind. Every it is
mm.
over there. Yes.
It's interesting. It's really interesting, and I think you see quite a lot that people can do, and I know also when it comes to, I mean, thinking of a different context, when it comes to therapy. So if we think about counseling and therapy, very often the method that they take is not, when people think of therapy, when a lot of people think of therapy, they think I'm going to go and see a therapist or a counselor, and he or she is going to give me advice, and they're going to tell me about things that I should do. They're going to give me the answers. Whereas actually with therapy, it's not about that. The counselor or the therapist will ask questions, and they will explore different themes, and they will help to map out different themes. But it's absolutely
Yes.
not about the therapist saying, oh well, this is what it's about, this is what you should do. The idea is to explore different themes, and also to explore ideas within people. So for example, talking with them, well, when you had this problem in the past, did you have very difficult situations in the past? What helped at that time? How were you able to solve that problem? And so you look for the answers within people. You don't, and it's and
Oh,
it's it's
yes.
it's that whole idea that we have a lot of information that's stored inside us,
Inside.
yeah, and some of it's
Yes.
conscious, some of it's subconscious, and also when it comes to our perceptions as well, the way that we look at certain things, or the way that we look at certain situations, trying to understand why we think that way. Why do and even with people as well, why is it, and I think this is good for teachers as well. This is something we should think about. Why is it that there will be certain students who really manage to get under our skin, um, or there might be certain colleagues that get under our skin, and sometimes we have to take a step back and say, well, what's going on here? Um, why is this situation annoying me? Why is this situation irritating? Yeah,
Disturbing
yeah,
me.
and what is the reason for that? And I think it's quite, so it is really interesting thinking about things on a deeper
Yes.
level.
I just want to add one
Mm,
more thing over here. One more method which I read, that is the body method. What you do in that method or in that strategy, you use your body parts in order to
mm,
memorize words. And I read in that very book there was a doctor. I don't remember his name. That was a Japanese doctor, and he remembered 55,000 words of a
yeah.
dictionary using the same
Wow.
method. Yes.
Mm,
So we will
mm.
definitely discuss it
Yeah,
in the
this
next
this
class, and we
This
will
is
talk
this is
about it.
interesting because I've just been this last week. It looks likely that my placement where I'm working is going to be paused. And if that happens,
Okay.
I mean, I'll have more time to tutor on Cambly, but I have also been thinking about other things that I could do, and one of the things I've been thinking of is maybe trying to learn another language. Um, so so
Okay, that's good. You know that I told you that I am learning
yeah,
Arabic language. I'm using these methods in order to memorize
yeah,
different words.
and are you
I'm doing the
finding it
same.
helpful? Yeah,
Definitely. They are
yeah. I
extremely
think I think
helpful.
it's I think it's a good it's a good idea. If, and thank you for the method. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.